African stone sculpture is not traditional, although much of its subject matter is traditional roots. There were few, if any, individual sculptors working in stone in the first half of 20th century, but following the opening in 1957 of the Rhodes National Gallery in Salisbury, within a few years, a group of local artists including Thomas Makarobwa, Joram Mariga, and his nephew John Takawira were learning the necessary skills. Its first director, Frank Markin, encouraged local artists to explore that medium.
Hello, my name is Charity Panderson. I'm a sculptress from Zimbabwe. I'm going to demonstrate how I start making a sculpture. I start by going to the mine to choose some raw stones which I would want to work on. And today here I have a piece of opal stone which will come out this green sculpture. And I am looking at this one. I start by looking at it, sculpting with my eyes, trying to see what it is which is there. I usually don't have a picture before. I love to do what I call experiment, or to find out from the rock what it have, because I believe there is something always hidden inside any rock. So I'm looking at this one. I have no idea what it's going to be like, and when we start looking for cracks in the rock, and I do it by knocking the rock and listening to it and observing if there's any crack on it. So if I hear a different sound from the rest of the stone, I will know that there is a crack in it. And this one, there is a small crack here which is caused by weathering. So I will take note of that. So when I start working, so first you have to find a base, if it's going to stand like this, or if I want it to stand like that, or if I want it to stand like this. So for this one, I decided that it should stand this side, and I have used this tool, a point chisel, to flatten the base. It makes these lines like this rough. It's very rough.
And then I started to carve like this one.
After I use the point chisel, I use the brick hammer or chasing hammer, some call it a chasing hammer, to remove and to flatten it more. So I will hold it like this, and I'll start to chase the stone, removing the rougher stone, the rougher parts, making it even so that it can stand properly.
From that stage, I use that tool to make that bow round again, to make it perfect. The round, I want to shape it nicely, like that one.
As you can see, the stone is already transforming the bit where I have worked. So So this same process I'm using on the base is the same process I will use around the stone. From point, chisel and hammer, in some places I will leave it like that to contrast the stone. If I was working on this side, where I would have put a design, I would use next the flat chisel so to remove the lines. So you can see now what's happening here. So this one removes the roughness. It's all about making it smooth and making it more nice looking. And after using the flat chisel, which have made these smooth lines, I go to use a rasper to make it even more smoother and more stable. Now I always have a brush with me to take off the... You can see my base now, at least the stone can stand. And I can continue to visualize what it's going to be.
I want to make it round again. To remove that rough, and I started to do this.
Okay. So at least you can see now my base, where my stone is going to be standing. I must take it to a flat, very flat place. It's not yet standing stable, but at least it's standing. So I will continue to look what I can see over there. I'm seeing a bird with its wings going backwards and its head going forward. So I'm thinking to make a head there. It will be a bit abstract, and one wing going there and another wing stretching that far. So it will be an abstract piece. So I'll continue to work on it. So with this charcoal, I'll make sketches of where I want to work. So like I said, I want to have the bird's head over there. I'll mark it. Then as I visualize that the other wing should be there, is it going to be abstract. So this is the part which I don't want. So this is the part which I'll be working on. Starting with the pointy chisel, which I've demonstrated, and using this one to shape the wings. I'll go to use sandpapers which start from 80, the roughest, up to the smoothest, up to 2000. So I'll use a sandpaper, and these sandpapers are waterproof. So now I am sandpapering just to show you, because I don't normally sandpaper the base, but I'm just want to show you the different processes which I will use later when I'm forming my stone. So now here is my smooth surface, and I will go on using different sandpapers till it's very smooth. And to make it shine like what you're seeing on the other sculptures, we use a burning torch, we use fire to heat the surface of the stone, and we apply wax using a brush. This tool here, I used it to make the inside of the stone. This one. I'm still working on this one. It's an abstract. It is looks like a shell, looks like a jacket. Then to make this design, which I'm working on, I used this push tool to make these ones. And inside there, I was using the back of my small rasper to make it smooth. And these other smooth parts, I used the sandpapers.
This rostone, which I'm working on it, when I finish it for rasping and sandpapering, and then after sandpapering, I take the blow lamp, and after that I heat it and polish it. And then from this rostone, and here the color is that one, like that one.
My name is Tawanda Makore, and this is my sculpture. I call this Deeper Love. But as you can see, these couples are in a dance. Obviously, this one is the lady, and this one is the man. The material I chose the springstone because I believe in it, because it's a hard stone, and it's a friendly stone. It does not contain much cracks, and I left this part with the natural part. You know, this is the outer coat of the stone, because people really want to see that this is a real stone, as opposed to the molding. You understand? So basically, this is what it is.
This sculpture, it's a guitar, but I call it Ancient Voices. It's a way of expressing. Some people, they cannot speak, but they use guitars, drums, and some other instruments. It's like a traditional way of expressing culture and as well as making music. This stone is a spring stone, but I call it a first wave. It's a wave. I took the theme from tsunami waves and sea waves.
Peace. I call it my dear mother, because this is my mother feeding me as a kid. So all mothers are important.